YuGiOh 101 card review here. Here to review, well, not card review, an archetype review. That's right, I ain't did one of these in a while. This is an entire archetype review overlooking all of the cards in the archetype. Well, as many as I can cover because I don't want to have like an extra long video. But yeah, this is an archetype review of the holy marked dragons, also known as the hieroglyph, which is what I'm going to be referring them as the hieroglyph. But yeah, let's take a look at them. Okay, the hieroglyph is an archetype consisting of light dragon type monsters that seems to rely on special summoning and destroying cards by attributing other hieroglyph monsters. What makes this archetype powerful and interesting is that many of the monsters allow you to tribute from your hand, which is almost never happened. The only common exception being that monsters used in ritual summoning. The motif of these cards are based on Egyptian hieroglyphics and Enid, a group of Egyptian gods and mythology. So I reviewed a couple of these cards like right before I did this video, and like the description or the overview, sorry for the camera shaking, of the archetype says that most of the cards get their effects by attributing, and well, all of them, rely on attributing, and they rely on like even special summoning themselves by attributing, and because of that, you can deactivate that attributed monster's effects. So let's take a look at some of the cards that this archetype has, and we can determine how badass it is. So first card we're going to look at is Asset Dragon. Level 5 light dragon effect monster, attack 1900, defense 1200, and it says in the description, you can normal summon this card without attributing. If you do, this card's original attack becomes 1000. Once per turn, you can target one dragon type normal monster on the field. The level of all face-up hieroglyph monsters you control becomes the level of that target. When this card is tributed, you can special summon one dragon type normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Its attack and defense becomes 0. Now this is helpful considering that it's a level 5. You can get exceeds out of it. That card actually allows you to set up for the other hieroglyph dragons, and you can use their effects, so that's helpful considering that it's level 5 and you got those two elements out of it. But let's move on to the next one. Hieroglyph Dragon, Dragon Give. It is a level 4 light dragon effect monster, attack 1800, defense 400, and the description reads, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon one dragon type normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, but its attack and defense becomes 0. When this card is tributed, special summon one hieroglyph normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So yet another card that assists in special summoning it by destroying other monsters on the field, or your opponent's monsters, and by doing so, you'll be able to special summon, a normal hieroglyph monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Well, a normal dragon type. I think it's a normal dragon type. Let me see. Normal dragon type. You can have one normal hieroglyph monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you'll be able to special summon one monster, and you can reduce its attack and defense to 0, and also you also get an effect with it where it can special summon one one normal hieroglyph monster from your hand deck or graveyard. So yeah, it's a pretty good card. Something that I can see somebody running 3 of, because I think that's the only, if like during my initial look over this build, this is the only rank 4 hieroglyph dragon monster, but we'll see. A little bit. Whoa, my bad. Well, look at this. Isn't this something? Firefox crashes. Stupid Firefox. I need to move on to Google Chrome. But yeah, I'll be right back once the thing is back up. Sorry about that. As you can see, my Firefox had crashed. Stupid thing. Like I said, I need to move on to Google Chrome. I heard that it crashes a lot less, but moving on. Last, we were touching on Dragon Gabe, the only rank 4, the only level 4, not rank 4, but level 4 in the entire Holy Marked archetype, or the Hieroglyph archetype. And let's move on to the next dragon before I was really interrupted by that crash. Hieroglyph Dragon, Shield Dragon. Hieroglyph Dragon, Shield Dragon. And let's take a look at it. It is a light dragon effect monster. Level 6, attack 2200, defense 1000. And the description reads, scroll down a little bit more so we can see it. You can special summon this card from your hand by tributing 1 face-up hieroglyph monster you control. Once per turn, you can tribute 1 hieroglyph monster, except this card you control or in your hand to target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. Destroy that target. When this card is tributed, you can special summon 1 dragon type normal monster in your hand, deck, or graveyard, but its attack and defense becomes 0. So that seems to be the mystical space typhoon of the bunch. Yeah, along with the first 2 dragons that I spoke on, it seems to, with the first 2 dragons, they seem to have effects that help you set you up for cards like Shield Dragon. And on top of Shield Dragon having that effect where you contribute a monster on the field, on your side of the field, a hieroglyph monster on your side of the field or in your hand, or was it dragon? Look back at it. When this card is tributed. So when it itself is being tributed, you can special summon 1 normal dragon type monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. But yeah, you contribute 1 hieroglyph monster to activate its mystical space typhoon effect and destroy 1 spell or trap on the field. So yeah, that's always helpful. So like I could see somebody running 3 of those. So let's move on to the next one. I ain't got a lot of time. Let's see. Hieroglyph Dragon Nefty. Wimpy. Whatever. Hieroglyph Dragon Nefty Dragon. Let's take a look at it. Light Dragon Effect Monster. Level 5. Attack 2000. Defense 1600. Description: you contribute 1 hieroglyph monster you control to special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you contribute 1 hieroglyph monster you control or in your hand to target 1 monster your opponent controls. Destroy it. When this card is tributed, you can special summon 1 dragon type normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, but its attack and defense becomes 0. So yeah, you can special summon it from your hand by using the other effects to set you up to, special summon this card. And you can activate its effect to destroy 1 card on the field, 1 monster card on your opponent's side of the field. So, yeah, get another card that involves card destruction. YuGiOh Dragon destroys the spells and traps, and Nefertiti destroys a monster, to my knowledge, that doesn't even need to be face up on the field. Nope. Just destroy one monster on the field, on your opponent's side of the field, so you're good. Yeah, that's good. So let's move on to the next dragon. Seteka. Hieroglyph dragon, Seteka dragon. Light dragon effect monster. Level 8, attack 2800, defense 2000. And it says that this card cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing 3 dragon type normal monsters in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can banish 1 dragon type monster from your graveyard to target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So again, like Nefertiti dragon, it destroys, Nefertiti dragon and YuGiOh dragon. It takes both of their effects and kind of mashes them together, and you can just destroy any card of your choosing by banishing 1 dragon, which I'm sure can set you up for other things, but we may get to that later. So let's move on to the next one. Hieroglyph dragon, Tefini dragon. Take a look at it. Hieroglyph dragon, Tefini dragon. Let's look at what this card is. It is a light dragon effect monster, level 6, attack. Light dragon effect monster, level 6, attack 2100, defense 1400. And the description is: if your opponent controls a monster and you control no monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you do this, this card cannot declare an attack this turn. When this card is tributed, you can special summon 1 dragon type normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, but its attack and defense becomes 0. So it has a like Cyber Dragon effect to it. And why the hell is this pop-up coming up? It has a Cyber Dragon effect to it, which is always helpful. But it has seemed to be very strict, because it says if your opponent controls a monster, not monsters, like Cyber Dragon or the Armored Ninja Earth, like card descriptions read. Just take a look at it one more time so you can see what I mean. Like, if your opponent controls a monster, and you control no monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you do, so I don't know if that's a misprint on the site or what, but if this is the actual effect of this card, then it would kind of make sense, considering that, it's other ways to special summon these dragons, which is helpful. But I think that's a misprint, but I could be wrong. But let's move on to the next dragon. Hieroglyph dragon, Ursa dragon, which I believe is Osiris, if I'm not mistaken. Hieroglyph, like the holy mark dragon, Osiris dragon. But on here it says Hieroglyph dragon, Ursa dragon. But let's look at it. Light dragon effect monster, level 7, attack 2600, defense 700. And the description is: you can special summon this card from your hand by banishing 1 light dragon type monster and 1 dragon type normal monster in your graveyard. If this card is destroyed, you contribute 1 face-up hieroglyph monster you control instead. accept that card, which would be stupid considering that you're trying to, trying to prevent its own destruction. Why would it tribute itself? But like, that shouldn't even need to be put in there, because that's just stupid. But hey, it's people out there who will try to take advantage if that wasn't in there. And yeah, so I guess they had to simplify it even for the babies. But whatever. But yeah, one light dragon type monster and one dragon type normal monster in your graveyard in order to special summon this card from your hand, by banishing those two dragons from the graveyard. So yet again, another hieroglyph dragon that can special summon itself with little to no effort. And considering that all of the dragons are light, this is helpful, because cards like Burst, Stream, Destruction, I think, Light Photon Stream, I can't remember the name of that trap card, forgive me. But yeah, it seemed to be, I know it has Photon Dragon on it, but it's meant to help decks like this, which is done because, like the cards like Luminize, I had almost forgot it for a minute, work better than that trap, so use Luminize. Yeah, moving on to the next one, and I think this is the last of the regular hieroglyph dragons. This is Hieroglyph Seal of the God Dragon. So this is the only normal type dragon monster in the hieroglyph archetype, or the holy marked archetype as it also is called. Light dragon, level 8, attack and defense 0. I don't think they put no description. So this is where like the heart of this deck is going to come from, because that's if you're just using the hieroglyph monsters or the holy mark monsters, my bad, because I know some people have been playing it on Dueling Network and on Dueling Network, like that's what they're called, but I'm calling them hieroglyph dragons, like, so that I won't confuse myself, but that's what they're called on the site. But anyways, that's what the archetype seems to be focused around as far as the monsters go. It's focused around summoning this, or using this this card. And since this card maxes out at 3, under normal YuGiOh rules, with the effect that you can special summon from the hand, deck, or graveyard, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be straight. Like, all you need is 3 of these anyway. And with the effects of those monsters that, special summon it from anywhere, from really anywhere, yeah, you're gonna be alright with it. This archetype seems to do pretty well for itself with the effects that it has. Now, I stated in other videos that, that the effect of tributing from your hand seems to be kind of cheap, and it is, but taking into consideration when you look at the archetype, it's needed, like, to a certain degree, it's needed, and I think it's an interesting mechanic, and yeah, like let's see what happens with it. Let's see what happens with it. So I covered all the monsters. Let's look at the spells and the traps for this archetype. Keep in mind, I'm not reviewing any other cards that are on the site. I'm just reviewing what's for the archetype itself, what was made for the archetype. So yeah, the Hieroglyph Seal of Gathering. It's a search card, and it's a normal spell. Add 1 hieroglyph monsters from your deck to your hand, which is helpful. I don't need to really speak on that. The description says it all. Search out anything with a hieroglyph on it. Any monster with hieroglyph on it. The Hieroglyph Seal of Super Strength. Now, the other name for this, for the Hieroglyph cards is the Holy Mark, and all of the cards have a different name. So even though I'm calling them Hieroglyph, well, with the names that are on the site, like you probably see it on like Dueling Network or somewhere else on another site, and they might call it like the Holy Mark, you know, etc., etc. But you know, it's the same card. So yeah. So normal spell card, Hieroglyph Seal of Super Strength, and you can special summon one Hieroglyph monster from your hand. So search it out with the Hieroglyph Seal of Gathering, and you can special summon it with Hieroglyph Seal of Super Strength. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, it's trap card, Hieroglyph Seal of Erasure. A normal trap is a tribute one Hieroglyph monster you control to target one card your opponent controls. Banish that target. I mean, cards like this is helpful in any situation. I mean, just tribute one of your Hieroglyph monsters, activate that Hieroglyph monster's effect, plus you get to banish any card your opponent has. This is possibly one of the best trap cards, one of the best support trap cards I've ever seen, period. I mean, like, you get to banish anything that your opponent has on the field. So, yeah, that's good in any situation. Now, I've already recovered. I'm so stupid. I've already covered the two Exceed monsters, but I'm gonna just go over them again so we can see what we're dealing with here. Adamus, what it does, it special summons one dragon type monster from your deck, but its attack and defense becomes 0. So this is helpful to help get that one normal Hieroglyph monster out if you hadn't drawn it yet, or any dragon type monster out for that matter. And then you can special summon one of the other Hieroglyph monsters by using its effect, and yeah, activate that effect like with Nef or with Shiryu, you know, activate their effects, and you can destroy spells and traps and monsters on the field and such. And with Enad, you can contribute any number of monsters in your hand to destroy, you know, the amount of cards, any amount of cards you have. So this effect speaks for itself. Don't really need to go over that, because basically, like, it just pimp slaps every card on your opponent's side of the field, or any card on the field in general. Any card your opponent controls, I mean. But yeah, that's pretty much the overview of the Archetype initially. I like the theme of it. I like the game mechanic of it. I'm pretty sure some people are going to try to find a way to make broken decks with it. Some broken decks with it. Yeah, like I said, like, I only reviewed the actual cards, the actual monster cards and the Archetype and the support cards for it. Like, I didn't review any other cards outside of that. So I will have the link to the Archetype in the description. You guys can view it for yourself, and you can see what else is on it, get some tips on the site and whatever. But yeah, YuGiOh 101 Archetype review. Peace.